harsh truth that will change your life forever. Most people will never make it. Not because they're not smart enough, not because they're not talented enough, not even because they weren't given the right opportunities. They fail because they refuse to do what it takes. Right now, you are at a crossroads. Two paths. One leads to greatness, wealth, power, absolute control over your own destiny. The other, the same mediocre, forgettable life most people settle for. And here's the truth you don't want to hear. Your actions are already deciding for you. Every excuse you make, every day you waste, every time you quit when it gets hard, you are choosing failure. But if you're still here, if something inside you refuses to accept being average, then you need to hear this message until the very end. Because today, we're tearing apart every lie you've been told about success. We're exposing the mindset that's keeping you trapped. And by the time this is over, you will either step up or admit to yourself that you never really wanted it. So ask yourself, are you ready to hear the truth? Or will you run back to the comfort of excuses? Watch until the end, because if you don't, you'll regret it. Lesson 1. The reality check. Where do you stand? Look around you. 100 people, 100 lives, 100 different choices. And out of that 100, only one will become truly rich. 4 will make it to financial independence. They'll have freedom. Freedom from fear, from scarcity, from the weight of the system pressing down on their necks. 15 will grind away, putting in the hours, earning just enough to get by, working until they're too old to enjoy whatever scraps they've managed to save. And the rest, the 80%, they will remain trapped, broke, miserable, bitter. Which one are you? No, really. Which one are you? Don't just brush it off. Don't just say, oh, I'll be the one, without proving it. Because right now, you're not. Right now, you're just like everyone else, staring at a life you don't want, secretly hoping that someday, somehow, things will magically get better. But let me tell you the cold, brutal truth. If you don't do something different, you will end up exactly where the rest of them are. Old, broke, and filled with regret, wondering where the hell your life went. Because it won't happen by accident. The rich don't wake up one day and suddenly have wealth. The free don't stumble into independence. The powerful don't accidentally control the game. They take it. They create it. They demand it. And you're still waiting for something to change. You know you need to wake up earlier. You know you need to cut the distractions. You know you need to start the damn business, read the damn books, build the damn skills. But you don't. Why? Because it's easier to stay the same. Because deep down, you're still part of the 80% that loses. Because you haven't faced the one question that determines everything. Are you willing to do what it takes to be the 1%? Not just wanting it. Everyone wants it. Not just dreaming about it. Dreams are useless without execution. Are you willing to sacrifice for it? Are you willing to become the type of person who earns that kind of life? Or are you just another walking statistic, another casualty of laziness, another name on the endless list of people who almost made it? Because let me tell you something, there's no middle ground. You are or you aren't. You either rise or you rot. You either grind or you stay broke. You either fight for your future or you sit back and watch it burn. The world doesn't care what you say you want. It only rewards those who prove they deserve it. So again, I'll ask you, which one are you? And this time, don't just answer. Prove it. Lesson 2. Overcoming self-sabotage. Look in the mirror. No, really. Look. The person staring back at you is your greatest enemy. Not your boss, not the government, not your parents, your friends, or the economy. It's you. You are the one who knows exactly what needs to be done, but still doesn't do it. You know you should wake up early. You know you should be at the gym. You know you should be reading, learning, building, executing. But you don't. Instead, you waste time. You scroll, you binge, you escape. You lie to yourself. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll start next week. I'm just too tired today. No, you're not tired. You're weak. You have no problem wasting hours on distractions, but you can't carve out 30 minutes to build your future? You say you want success, but your actions say otherwise. And every time you put off what you know needs to be done, you are scamming yourself. Yes, you are the scam. It's not the course you didn't take. It's not the mentor you didn't have. It's not the lack of opportunities. It's you. You tell yourself you'll change, then go right back to doing the same useless things that keep you stuck. You make promises to yourself and break them every single day. So let me ask you, would you trust someone who lied to you every day? No? Then why do you trust yourself? Why should you? Because right now, you are the biggest liar in your own life. You say you want to be rich, but you don't do what it takes. You say you want to be fit, but you don't train like it matters. You say you want to be disciplined, but you cave the moment things get uncomfortable. Why? Because deep down, you think you can keep scamming your way through life. But guess what? Life isn't falling for it. Every skipped workout, every wasted hour, every excuse, it all adds up. You think success will just happen one day? Number, you either build the habits that create success, or you rot in the habits that destroy you. You have a choice. Keep lying to yourself, keep making excuses, and stay exactly where you are. Face the truth, take control, and finally start acting like the person you claim you want to be. Because no one is coming to save you. Not your parents, not your friends, not some magic opportunity. It's you, or it's no one. So ask yourself right now, are you done scamming yourself? Or are you still just another fraud, pretending you want to change, but never doing a damn thing about it? Because if you really want it, you will prove it. Starting now. Lesson 3. Consistency compounds. Let's be real. You think you're doing enough. You think you're grinding. You think you're putting in the work. But you're not. You do it once and think you deserve results. You hit the gym for a week and wonder why you're not ripped. You read one book and wonder why you're not successful. You start one business and wonder why you're not rich. That's the problem. You do just enough to feel like you're working, but not enough to actually win. Because success isn't about intensity, it's about consistency. One day of discipline is nothing. 1 week of hard work is nothing. 1 month of effort is still nothing. It's what you do every single day that builds or destroys your future. Think about it. The people who win aren't always the smartest. They're not the most talented. They're the ones who refuse to stop. They show up on the days they don't feel like it. They push through when motivation is gone. They don't need hype. They don't need inspiration. Because they understand the truth. Discipline is greater than motivation. Motivation is a feeling. It fades. It's weak. Discipline is a habit. It stays. It's unbreakable. But you? You wake up and decide whether or not you feel like working today. You wait until you're in the mood to grind. You give yourself permission to slack off. And that's why you're losing. Because the people who win don't make success optional. They don't negotiate with laziness. They don't ask, do I feel like doing this today? They just do it. And day by day, their consistency compounds. One day becomes a week. A week becomes a month. A month becomes a year. And before they know it, they've built an empire while you're still talking about what you're going to do. So here's the real question. Are you consistent enough to actually win? Not for a day, not for a week, for years. Because the game doesn't reward effort. It rewards relentless, unbreakable discipline. So if you're not where you want to be, it's not because you're unlucky. It's because you're inconsistent. And until you fix that, you will never win. So stop waiting. Stop starting and stopping. Decide that from this moment on, you will never break the chain again. Because the second you become truly consistent, nothing in this world can stop you. Lesson 4. Rewiring your operating system. You are running on a broken operating system. Your mind, your thoughts, your beliefs, your habits are outdated, weak, and filled with limitations that were programmed into you before you even knew what life was about. And if you don't rewrite that code, you will stay exactly where you are. Broke, unmotivated, trapped. But let me make one thing crystal clear. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are a victim of your own mind. And until you take control of that mind, nothing in your life will change. Look at your life right now. Look at the way you think, the way you react, the way you approach challenges. If you're struggling, if you're stuck, if you keep running into the same failures over and over, it's not the world that's the problem. It's you. You are running outdated mental software. You have been programmed to fear risk. You have been programmed to avoid discomfort. You have been programmed to stay average. Why do you think the masses live in mediocrity? Because they never reprogram themselves. They keep thinking like broke people. They keep making weak decisions. They keep following the herd. And then they wonder why nothing changes. But the winners? They rewire their minds. They uninstall the weak programming that was forced into them and rewrite their code. They install a mindset of domination. They install a mindset of resilience. They install a mindset of absolute control. And that is why they rise while everyone else stays the same. But you're still thinking like the 80% who lose. You still believe success is about luck. You still think discipline is optional. You still expect life to just happen to you instead of creating your own reality. And that is why you are stuck. But here's the truth. Circumstances are not created by chance. They're created by people. And if you are not in control of your circumstances, it's because someone else is. You have two choices. Stay programmed, keep running on the same weak system, and accept whatever life throws at you. Rewrite your operating system. Install new beliefs, new habits, and new disciplines that force your life to change. Because your mind is either your greatest weapon or your deadliest enemy. And the only way to win is to break the old code and build a new one. So ask yourself, are you finally ready to reprogram your mind for success? Or are you going to keep running on the same broken system until it's too late to change? Lesson 5. The power of environment and relationships. Look around you. The people you spend time with. The conversations you have. The energy that surrounds you every single day. That is your future. Not your dreams. Not your potential. Not what you say you're going to do. Your environment dictates everything. And if you are surrounded by mediocrity, by laziness, by people who make excuses, then you are already losing. Because no matter how strong you think you are, you cannot outwork a toxic environment. You are not special enough to rise while you are drowning in negativity. You think you can be successful while hanging out with people who do nothing? You think you can be rich while taking advice from people who are broke? You think you can be disciplined while surrounding yourself with weakness? Impossible. Because whether you realize it or not, your environment is shaping you every single day. It is feeding your mind, And if your mind is constantly exposed to failure, weakness, and excuses, guess what? That becomes you. So let me ask you something. Who do you spend time with? Do they inspire you? Do they push you? Do they hold you accountable? Or are they just as lost as you are? Because if your circle is full of losers, you will be the next one. And if your circle is full of winners, you will rise with them. That is the law of environment. You either choose it intentionally, or it chooses you by default. So if you want to change your life, start here. Audit your relationships. If they don't make you better, cut them off. If they don't push you forward, walk away. If they drain your energy, burn the bridge. It doesn't matter how long you've known them. Your loyalty should be to your future, not your past. Because sticking with the wrong people out of comfort is the quickest way to destroy your potential. Winners don't waste time with people who hold them back. So either upgrade your circle or watch your dreams rot while you stay stuck in the same place. It's your choice. But just know this. The people in your life right now are a direct reflection of where you're headed. So ask yourself, are they taking you where you want to go? Or are they keeping you trapped in a life you'll regret? Lesson 6. Becoming the person you want to be. You say you want success. You say you want wealth. You say you want freedom, power, discipline. Then why aren't you acting like it? You sit there, dreaming about the life you want. But your actions scream the opposite. You want to be rich? Then why do you still think like someone who is broke? You want to be strong? Then why do you still move like someone who is weak? You want to be successful? Then why do you still act like someone who is lost? The world doesn't give you what you want. It gives you who you are. And right now, you are not the person who deserves the life you say you want. If you were, you'd already have it. So let me ask you, when you wake up in the morning, do you move like someone who is winning? Do you speak like someone who is powerful? Do you carry yourself like someone who is in control of their own life? Or are you just another person who talks about change, but never actually does it? Your future self is waiting for you to step up, and it's not going to happen by accident. You must become the person who deserves what you want before it ever shows up. You want to be rich? Start acting like it. Start thinking strategically. Start working like it matters. Start moving with purpose. You want to be disciplined? Start acting like it. Stop making excuses. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop giving yourself permission to be weak. You want to be respected? Start acting like it. Start speaking with confidence. Start making bold moves. Start demanding more from yourself. You can't keep saying you want something while living the same way you always have. Your life will never outgrow your identity. So if you want to change your life, you don't wait for the results to come first. You change yourself first, and the results will follow. So ask yourself, are you truly becoming the person who deserves the life you want? Or are you just another dreamer, waiting for success to magically show up? Because I'll tell you right now, it never will. You either become that person now, or you never will be. The choice is yours. Lesson 7. The Reciprocity Principle. Give before you take. You want success. You want wealth, power, respect. You want people to open doors for you, to help you, to recognize your worth. But here's the problem. You give nothing. You walk around expecting the world to hand you opportunities, to hand you money, to hand you respect. But what have you done to deserve it? What value have you brought to the table? What have you built that makes people want to invest in you? What have you contributed that makes success an inevitable return? Nothing in this world is free. Nothing is given without exchange. Everything is earned. And the reason most people fail is because they move through life with an entitled mindset, thinking they deserve rewards before they've put in the work. But that's not how the world works. You want to be rich? Provide value, solve problems, learn skills, build something that matters. You want a strong network? Be valuable to others. Stop leeching. Stop taking without giving. Start offering something that makes people want to keep you around. You want respect? Earn it. Not through words, but through your actions, through your consistency, through what you bring to the table that others can't ignore. Look at the most successful people in the world. They didn't start by demanding things. They started by offering things. They provided solutions. They created impact. They became indispensable. And because of that, the rewards came naturally. But most of you take, and then wonder why no one wants to help you. You complain about your lack of success, but you've never given anything worthy of success. You are not owed anything. You are not special. You are not unique. You are just another person until you prove otherwise. And the only way to prove your worth, the only way to get what you want, is to give first. Give effort. Give discipline. Give value to the world without expecting instant rewards. Because when you do that, when you make yourself valuable, the world will have no choice but to reward you. So ask yourself, what have you given that justifies what you expect? Because if the answer is nothing, then you deserve nothing. And the only way to change that is to stop waiting, stop taking, and start giving. Lesson 8. Embracing discomfort for growth. You say you want to grow. You say you want success, wealth, power. But the second things get hard, you quit. The second things get uncomfortable, you run. And that's why you're stuck. Because you have built a life around avoiding pain instead of embracing it. Let me tell you the truth. Comfort is a slow death. It's the silent killer of ambition. It's the invisible chain that keeps you weak. It's the lie you tell yourself every day, that you can have everything you want without suffering for it. But that's not how this works. Every level of success demands a new level of pain. You want to be strong? You must endure the pain of training. You want to be rich? You must endure the pain of discipline and sacrifice. You want to be great? You must endure the pain of rejection, failure, and relentless effort. Because growth only happens in discomfort. And the people who win, they don't just tolerate pain, they seek it. They push their limits on purpose. They throw themselves into the fire. They wake up every day and ask, what can I do today that makes me uncomfortable? Because they know that every struggle, every hardship, every challenge is fuel. But you avoid it. You make excuses. You tell yourself you'll do it tomorrow. You wait until you feel ready. You will never feel ready. You will never wake up one day magically comfortable with pain. You must choose it. And the sooner you do, the sooner you will become unbreakable. So here's your new rule. Run toward discomfort. Do the things that scare you. Do the things that challenge you. Do the things that make you want to quit and refuse to quit. Because every time you step into the fire and survive, you become stronger. And every time you avoid it, you stay exactly where you are. So ask yourself, are you going to keep running from pain? Or are you finally ready to suffer for the life you claim you want? Because if you aren't willing to bleed for it, then you don't deserve it. Lesson 9. The role of belief and self-talk. Look at yourself. Every thought you have, every word you say, every belief you hold is creating your reality. But here's the problem. Most of you talk to yourselves like you're failures. Most of you think like losers. Most of you sabotage yourselves before you even begin. And you wonder why your life is a mess? You are the architect of your own destruction. Every time you say, "I can't do this," you make it true. Every time you say, "I'm not good enough," you reinforce the lie. Every time you doubt yourself, you sink deeper into the quicksand of mediocrity. Because here's the brutal truth. Your mind is your master. It will obey whatever you tell it. If you tell yourself you are weak, you will act weak. If you tell yourself you are incapable, you will remain incapable. If you tell yourself you will fail, you have already lost. But flip it. If you tell yourself you are powerful, you will act like it. If you tell yourself you are disciplined, you will move with discipline. If you tell yourself you will win, your actions will align with victory. And that is where the game is really played. In your mind, before reality even catches up. You do not become successful and then start thinking like a winner. You think like a winner first. And that mindset forces your reality to shift. But most of you sit around waiting for life to change before you change your thoughts. That's why you're losing. Your thoughts create your actions. Your actions create your habits. Your habits create your reality. So if your life is a disaster, if your results are garbage, if your progress is non-existent, it started in your mind. And the only way out? Change the conversation you have with yourself. No more self-doubt. No more weak, pathetic excuses. No more reinforcing failure with the words you speak. From now on, you tell yourself who you are. You decide your identity. You speak the future into existence with your own voice. Because no one is coming to lift you up. It's on you. So from this moment forward, speak like a winner. Think like a champion. Move like someone who refuses to be anything less than great. Because if you don't believe in yourself, no one else ever will. Lesson 10. Relentless Execution and Reflection. Here's the final truth. The difference between winners and losers isn't talent. It isn't intelligence. It isn't luck. It's execution. Relentless, disciplined, unapologetic execution. The winners don't sit around talking about what they're going to do. They don't wait for motivation. They don't hesitate. They move. Every single day. No breaks. No excuses. No second guessing. Because they understand the secret. Success is just consistent execution, stacked over time. Most of you start and stop. You make plans, but never follow through. You get excited for a week, then burn out. You grind when it's easy, but disappear when it gets hard. That's why you lose. Because greatness isn't built in bursts of effort. It's built in the days when no one's watching. It's built in the hours when no one cares. It's built in the moments where most people quit, and the few who refuse to quit rise to the top. So here's the brutal truth. If you're not executing daily, you don't actually want success. You just like the idea of it. Because the people who really want it, they don't need a reason to show up. They don't need motivation. They don't need perfect conditions. They don't need to feel ready. They just do the work. And while you're making excuses, while you're waiting for the perfect moment, while you're lying to yourself about how hard you're working, they're stacking wins. They're taking ground. They're leaving you behind. Because here's the final rule. If you don't execute, you don't matter. If you don't act, you don't exist in this game. If you don't show up every single day, you will be forgotten. And the worst part, one day, you will wake up and realize you wasted your entire life waiting instead of doing. So let me ask you one last time. Are you actually going to do something with your life? Or are you just another dreamer, talking about what could have been? Because time is running out. Execute, or be nothing. If you've made it this far, you're different. Most people click away when the truth gets too real. Most people can't handle the fire. But you stayed, you listened, and maybe, just maybe, you're ready to finally take control of your life. For those of you who keep coming back, who are applying these lessons, who refuse to settle, you're already part of the movement. You understand that Grimface isn't just a brand, it's a mindset. It's for those who refuse to be average, for those who reject weakness, for those who are willing to do what it takes to win, no matter the cost. If you're new here, consider this your wake-up call. This is where we cut through the noise. This is where we break the programming. This is where you either step up or get left behind. So if you're done making excuses, if you're ready to commit to the grind, if you're ready to become the person you were meant to be, subscribe. Join the Grimface movement. Because the ones who are built for greatness, they don't hesitate. They take action. And those who don't, they stay stuck. Forever. The choice is yours. See you in the next one.